They say death ends a life but not a story, not when that story is Marilyn Monroe's. In the silence that followed her final breath, a louder mystery was born, one that never truly died. Her smile and laugh were famous, captivating audiences worldwide. Whether on screen or in person, Marilyn had a way of making everyone feel special, as if her joy was a gift she shared with the world. On August 5, 1962, the world was shocked. The news hit like a thunderbolt, reverberating through every corner of the globe. It was a day that would be etched in history, a moment of collective disbelief. Marilyn Monroe was dead at 36. The announcement was surreal, almost impossible to comprehend. How could someone so full of life, so vibrant, be gone so suddenly? The news spread rapidly, leaving disbelief and sorrow. People gathered in the streets, in cafes, and in their homes, sharing the heartbreaking news. The world seemed to stand still, united in grief. Newspapers screamed headlines, radios played mournful tunes. Every media outlet was consumed with the tragic news, each trying to make sense of the loss. The airwaves were filled with somber reflections on her life and legacy. How did this happen? Why did she die? Questions swirled and speculation ran rampant. The public wanted answers, needed to understand the circumstances that led to such a tragic end. Initial reports suggested suicide by overdose. The idea was both shocking and saddening. Could it be true? Could the woman who seemed to have everything really have been so deeply troubled? But for many, this explanation felt too simple. Marilyn was a complex person with layers that the public could only guess at. The notion of suicide left too many questions unanswered. Marilyn had plans, new movies, and a search for happiness. She was actively working on projects, looking forward to the future. It didn't seem like the actions of someone ready to give up. Could she really choose to end it all? The question lingered, haunting those who admired her. It was hard to reconcile the image of the joyful star with the idea of such a tragic decision. Her home, once lively, was now silent and under investigation. The place that had been a sanctuary for her was now a scene of scrutiny, as authorities searched for answers. Investigators searched for clues, piecing together her last hours. Every detail was examined, every piece of evidence considered, in the hope of uncovering the truth. Every detail was scrutinized, fueling a growing mystery. The more they looked, the more questions seemed to arise. It was a puzzle with pieces that didn't quite fit. Whispers and rumors spread. Was it an accident or something more? Theories abounded, each more sensational than the last. The public's imagination ran wild, each person trying to make sense of the tragedy. The beautiful star was gone, but a mystery was born. Her death left a void, but also a story that would captivate generations. The questions surrounding her demise became as much a part of her legacy as her films. This mystery would keep her alive in people's minds. Marilyn Monroe, the woman, had passed, but Marilyn Monroe, the enigma, would live on. Her story was far from over. Marilyn Monroe, the actress, was gone. Her performances, her beauty, her charm, all were now memories cherished by those who had loved her. But Marilyn Monroe, the mystery, was just beginning. The questions, the theories, the intrigue, they would keep her story alive, a tale that would be told and retold. Her story was far from over, taking a new shadowy turn. The legend of Marilyn Monroe would continue to grow, a star that would never truly fade. The police and coroner worked tirelessly to find out how Marilyn died. They meticulously examined the scene, looking for any clues that could explain her sudden and tragic demise. After thorough investigations, they concluded it was probable suicide by overdose. The coroner's report detailed the presence of a large quantity of barbiturates in her system. This painted a picture of a troubled woman, grappling with inner demons that the public rarely saw. Her glamorous exterior often masked a deep-seated sadness. Marilyn had struggles, sadness, and sleep issues that plagued her for years. Her vulnerability was evident to those close to her, but the world saw only the star. The idea of suicide seemed possible to many, given her well-documented battles with mental health. Newspapers were quick to speculate, feeding the public's curiosity. Newspapers highlighted her difficult past and failed marriages, painting a picture of a life filled with turmoil and heartbreak. Her relationships were scrutinized, adding to her distress. A beautiful woman who could not find peace, Marilyn's life was a stark contrast between public adoration and private agony. Her smile often hid her true feelings. But was it truly that simple? The question lingered in the minds of many. Could her death be explained so easily, or was there more beneath the surface? The word probable left room for questions. It suggested uncertainty, a lack of definitive answers that only fueled further speculation. If it was only probable, what else could it be? This ambiguity led to numerous theories and doubts about the true nature of her death. Authorities found many pill bottles by her bed, a grim testament to her ongoing struggles with insomnia and anxiety. The scene was tragic and telling. The scene looked like a suicide, but doubts lingered. Some investigators couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The official report was signed, case closed. Yet, the sense of finality did little to quell the questions and suspicions that persisted. Marilyn Monroe died from taking too many pills, a tragic end to a life that had captivated millions. Her death was a stark reminder of the pressures she faced. For some, this was enough. They mourned her loss and moved on. The world had lost an icon, and the grief was palpable. But for others, this was just the beginning of a larger puzzle. Theories and conspiracies began to emerge, each more elaborate than the last. The simple answer felt wrong, incomplete. The mystery of Marilyn Monroe's death continues to intrigue and haunt us, a puzzle that may never be fully solved. Not everyone believed the official story. Doubts arose from detectives, journalists, and medical experts. Sergeant Jack Clemens, the first policeman at her house, found the scene strange. Marilyn's housekeeper, Mrs. Eunice Murray, was washing sheets early in the morning. Her calm demeanor, along with Dr. Greenson's, seemed off. Journalists dug deeper, finding Marilyn had plans for the next day. Did this sound like someone who wanted to die? Medical experts questioned the lack of pill residue in her stomach. If she didn't swallow the pills, how did they kill her? These doubts created cracks in the simple story of suicide. The mystery was growing. One of the biggest mysteries was Marilyn's missing phone records. These records could reveal who she talked to in her last hours, but they vanished, fueling suspicion. Why would such crucial evidence disappear? It made people think someone wanted to hide the truth. Without these records, a big piece of the puzzle was gone. Investigators searched for years, but the records remained lost. The missing phone records fueled many theories. Did she call someone important or try to call for help? The lack of information deepened the mystery. If there was nothing to hide, why hide the phone records? This missing piece suggested a more complex story than a simple suicide. Different stories emerged about Marilyn Monroe's death. Witnesses gave conflicting accounts, creating confusion. Mrs. Eunice Murray, Marilyn's housekeeper, changed her story about when she found Marilyn. The time of death was crucial, and her changing story raised doubts. There were questions about when the police were called, and why there was a delay. Delays suggested things might have been arranged before the police arrived. Other witnesses gave unclear or conflicting accounts of Marilyn's room. These discrepancies made it hard to build a clear picture of events. The different stories deepened the mystery, painting a confusing picture of her final night. The autopsy raised more questions than it answered. Dr. Thomas Noguchi found a lethal amount of barbiturates in her blood and liver. But her stomach was empty, with no pill residue. If she swallowed them, where did they go? There were no fresh needle marks ruling out injection. Some suggested an enema, but there was no proof. The autopsy noted bruising on her body, which was not explained. These findings added layers to the mystery. The autopsy confirmed death by drugs, but left open how they entered her system. When answers are unclear, conspiracy theories emerge. The official story of suicide felt too simple. Missing pieces and strange facts fueled suspicion. Theories involved powerful people like the Kennedy family. Marilyn was rumored to have relationships with John and Robert Kennedy. Some believed she knew too much and was silenced. Others focused on the mafia, suggesting they killed her to send a message. These theories painted a picture of powerful forces at play. Not all theories were about murder, some believed it was suicide or an accident. These ideas questioned the simple official story. People needed answers, and the mystery kept her story alive. Marilyn Monroe was already a star, but her mysterious death made her a legend. The questions about her death grew stronger over time. Books, movies, and documentaries explored her life and death. The mystery made her unforgettable, keeping her image alive. After her death, people saw her differently, recognizing her intelligence and struggles. The mystery of her death made people look closer at her life. She became a symbol of beauty and tragedy. The unanswered questions made her story more compelling. The mystery added intrigue, making her a mythical figure. Marilyn Monroe lived on, not just in films but in endless discussions about her death. Her face remains iconic, a symbol recognized worldwide. The mystery makes her seem timeless, forever young and enigmatic. Marilyn Monroe's life was a bright flame, her death a sudden darkness. She captivated the world with her beauty, talent, and charisma, becoming an icon of the silver screen. Yet behind the glamour, there was a woman struggling with her own demons. In that darkness, a mystery was born, lasting for decades. The circumstances surrounding her untimely demise have been the subject of endless speculation and intrigue. She became a symbol, an eternal enigma. Her image, forever frozen in time, continues to captivate and mystify. The official cause of death was probable suicide, but doubts grew. Many questioned the inconsistencies and the strange details that emerged. Missing phone records, changing stories, and strange autopsy findings fed the mystery. Each new piece of information only deepened the enigma. Conspiracy theories bloomed involving the Kennedys and the Mafia. These theories suggested a web of intrigue and danger that ensnared Marilyn. These theories turned her into a figure in a modern myth. She became more than just a star, she was a legend wrapped in mystery. Marilyn Monroe remains immortal not just for her films or beauty. Her story, filled with unanswered questions, keeps her memory alive. The unending question of her death keeps her present. People are drawn to the mystery, seeking answers that may never come. Each generation rediscovers Marilyn and the mystery. Her story is passed down, captivating new audiences with its allure. Thank you for watching The Afterlife of an Icon, Marilyn Monroe's Enduring Mystery, brought to you by Softbound. If this story moved you or made you think twice, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along as we uncover more echoes from the past. Her light went out too soon, but the glow of her mystery shines on. Marilyn Monroe's story is a testament to the enduring power of intrigue and fascination.